Hey there YouTube, Artichoke Dip here, and in this video I'm going to do a solo play. Let me give you a brief background of the story. So this is a RPG I'm currently playing that I have made, and it started out that there were three adventurers: Lazarus, a necromancer; Ronan, a gray elf fighter, and then let me get the name of my other guy. Velshire, a halfling rogue. So they all accepted a job, and they were supposed to capture a man by the name of Riston because of he's a murderous thief in the village of Haddon. And the reward was 1,000 gold pieces. They accepted it, and in the tavern where they accepted the job, they're given a makeshift map leading them to a set of caverns outside of town where Riston was rumored to be hiding out. And early in the morning they set out, and by mid-afternoon they reached these caverns and started to look for the perpetrator named Riston. They were ill-equipped and inexperienced and were soon overran by gnolls. They never did find Riston, or perhaps the gnolls found him first. Lazarus, as they were being overrun and the adventurers were being beaten down, decided to use black speech. And in his inexperience, he thought he would call upon a divine favor and perhaps it would help them defeat the gnolls. But what it did is it conjured a demon from the Shadow Realm. Unknown to Lazarus, a piece of black onyx that he had found in the cavern. He didn't know why he was attracted to it, but for some reason he was, and he put it in his belt pouch, not thinking anything of it. Soon the demon came forth, and it tried to possess Lazarus, and Lazarus was mentally resisted with all his power as the demon tried to possess his body. Lazarus was helpless, mentally shielding himself from the demon as he watched his two comrades fall in battle. Lazarus was able to escape the ordeal in the caverns, thinking it was behind him. But unknown to him, the demon had possessed the body of his comrade fighter, Ronan, the Grey Elf. Now that the demon is anchored to the material realm, it seeks out Lazarus. It seeks him out to possess him, to take over his powers and his mind, to open up a larger gate to the realm of shadow. Lazarus, by the second day, later on that evening, found himself at a village gatehouse. It was just after nightfall. There were two guards that questioned him. One was a short-tempered, rude older man, and the other was a very polite younger man. They asked Lazarus his business, and as he told them, he was seeking lodging at the Razorback Inn. The guards compared his facial features to a wanted poster. The short-tempered man eyed him and said, "It's not him," and then allowed him entrance into the village. There, Lazarus made his way to the inn, secured his lodgings for the evening, and took rest in the local tavern area of the inn to where he enjoyed a hot meal and strong drink and tried to reflect what had happened to him earlier that day. Lazarus noticed as he was sitting there consuming his strong drink in the tavern that it was quiet, that there were 3 long tables, 2 fireplaces that flickered with warm firelight as shadows danced in the wall. There was a dwarf that kept to himself in a corner, sipping a tankard. He could only imagine it was ale. But the dwarf eyed the fire, deep in thought, and occasionally would look over his shoulder at the 3 other patrons at the village. One that was a half-orc and 2 humans that looked like mercenaries. They all talked amongst themselves in hushed tones as they eyed Lazarus. Soon, Lazarus could feel in his bones that something wasn't right. And then the half-orc and the 2 human adventurers walked over to him, began to harass him, and insisted on getting his money, or they were going to kill him. Lazarus was able to demonstrate the powers of necromancy that he had. The 2 human adventurers recognized the power that emitted from his hands, the blue sparking life of magic. Being that they were non-magical themselves, they understood the full power behind it and backed off quickly. The half-orc, at that point, only filled with rage, drew his weapon, getting ready to bear down on Lazarus, when to Lazarus' surprise, the half-dwarf leaped from a table onto the half-orc, pinning him to the ground, and began to beat on the half-orc. The tavern owner, extremely upset with everything that went on, raised his voice. It gave a warning. He gave a warning that he would summon the Baroness and her patrol and let them know what kind of activity they were engaging in inside of her inn. The half-orc and the 2 humans looked more fearful of that threat than the magic, and left immediately into the darkness. Lazarus, very, very grateful for the help that he was given by this stranger, offered to buy him a round of ale. And they sat and they talked through the evening. Soon, Lazarus had a new companion. His name was Safford. And like Lazarus, he knew the pain of loss of companions. For he was, like himself, a lone survivor from a horrible battle. And he was returning to the kingdom from which he came, a dwarven kingdom, to return home to deliver the bitter news to their families that their loved ones have fell in battle. As Lazarus explained his story, Safford knew of the place and explained to him that a long, long time ago, the humans settled that area and they started to mine. And as they mined, they would get great riches from the local dwarves that would buy ore and other minerals and riches from the mines. The humans felt very blessed. And then as they expanded the mine, an earthquake, or as Safford explained it, the earth had shook. Deep underground, a crevice had opened, exposing a large vein of black onyx. And to that event, it also opened up a portal to another realm, a portal of shadow. Soon the humans were overran, most of them killed, but soon after they abandoned the village and the mines and left. And to the day, the locals avoid the place, only saying that it's haunted and that things there will take your soul. But of course, Lazarus didn't know this, or his companions, when they were looking for the lost perpetrator. Morning had come, and Safford and Lazarus set out to the Dwarven Kingdom. Safford was quite sure that the king, being as old as he is and knowledgeable, and also having some history of that particular mine and its construction, could surely help him find his way to a sacred place, a sacred temple that not many know about, that they know how to deal with beings of shadow and how to send them back to their realm. Lazarus knows that this is his only way he'll ever be able to shake the demon. He knows he's not strong enough on his own to be able to defeat it. But perhaps the monks at that temple could help him. They both shop at the local town and get the supplies they think they're going to need before they set off for the long journey. And as they cross through the wilderness of the lands, trekking north to where the great mountains meet the sky and the Dwarven Kingdom rests at its base, they have met many encounters. And the only thing this has really done is strengthen their friendship even more. And as they trek through the northern wilderness, they finally reach their destination point. They can see underneath a silver crescent moon that lights the chilly autumn air, the white mountains reaching towards the horizon of the black inky sky, and the forest before them with a walkway. They can see the gates of the Northern Kingdom, and they know pretty soon they'll have warm food in their belly and ale to be able to drink and relax in front of a warm fire. As they approach through the forest, to the gates, they can see it, but it is still a ways off. Something is not right. Lazarus senses something is amiss with the local atmosphere around him. He signals to Safford. Safford surveys the area, squints his eye, and draws his weapon, preparing for anything, but not sure about anything. Now, with that being said, I'm going to utilize my fate chart, and 5 would be average, no issues, but it's night, so I'm going to drop it to 1, 4, and because Lazarus can sense something's not right, I'm going to go to a 3. Let's see if something he dreads, such as the demon that stalks him, is there. I have an 85. A sure thing. Lazarus senses the energy, the evil energy that this demon emits from him. And from a ways off, it can see the two adventurers and knows which way it's heading. But unknown to them, it's controlling another force. The demon has summoned up 4 corpses, 4 now zombies, which it has set towards them to slow them down or possibly kill them. So now with that, I'm going to roll wisdom for Lazarus to see if he notices the zombies. He has a 14. His wisdom is a 13. So he is totally fixed on him. He's kind of oblivious. I shouldn't say he can't see him, but he can feel his presence in the forest. Let me get the Safford here. Got a lot of paperwork here. There we are. Safford has a wisdom of 13. Let's see what he rolls. A 7. Safford, with his dark vision, is able to see this. And says to his buddy, "We got company." And out of the forest line, he hears the sound of scuttling footsteps towards him. Now, I'm using 2nd edition D&D for this, so I am going to now at that point do my initiative and all that good stuff here. Okay, so that's how I do my initiative right there. Put my encounters. There's Safford, my dwarf, Lazarus, the necromancer. So Safford, he's going to be using his battle axe, and he has a speed factor of 7. So I'm going to roll my 20-sider. I got a 16 plus 7, so that'd be 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Lazarus has a magical staff of flame. Now he has a speed factor 4 on that. So I'm going to roll a 20-sider and do the same thing. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Not as good as Safford, but we'll take it. And then, of course, the zombies, they're not really utilizing any weapons, so it's just going to be their normal initiative. Just hope it's low. 17. So there is my initiative. 17, 23, 12. And of course, Safford will get to go first. So let me see here. He can move 20 feet. Oh. 5, 10, 15. He's going to take a swing at him. Now, the zombie's Thaco is 19. And Safford's Thaco is 19, so he's not going to get any, really any bonuses to this. So, they got an AC, so now I'm just going to look at the AC. AC is 8. So we subtract 8 from 19. That should be 11. So he has 7, 11 or better. Lucky for him, he gets a +1 to attack. So let's see what we get here. Oh, 5 and an 8. No good. The zombies quickly move up onto Safford. And this zombie's going to scurry towards Lazarus. As well as that one. So these two guys are going to attack Safford. And let's hope it doesn't do well. 17. Safford has an AC of 7, so 7 minus 19. Which will be... That 17 hits. Second one, 6 does not hit. So let me look here. Damage is 1d8. Ouch, this is gonna hurt. 5. Safford takes 5 hit points of damage. Yeesh. Which he was still healing from the last encounter. This, yeesh. Okay, Lazarus' turn. And he's going to use his Staff of Flame. Yes, 18. So he does do that. And he's going to use the actual flame side of it, not the staff, to whap him. So he's going to do 1d4 plus 2 points. So he does 4 points of fire damage to him. And the hit points on these guys are 6. They're relatively weak zombies. So I'm going to say number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now he's down to 2. Now it's back to Safford. Let me see what he can do here. Before I start this round, I also want to see if the guards in the tower hear any of this going on out there. And we'll get to that here in a minute. I should have used my mace first. I forgot about that. But that will change his... No, speed factor would stay the same. So I could drop the battle axe. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a step back. And then switch my battle axe out for my mace. So let's see if the guards hear anything. Here's the guards. There we are right there. Let's roll and see. Do any guards in that tower hear anything? 32. Let me see. It's not exactly... So it says a 50-50 chance, pretty average. So let me re-roll again. If I get a 50 or better, they do. If not, no. 43. Nope, they're oblivious. We're still on our own. Alright. Well, that was Safford's turn, and these dudes move up again. Hopefully he doesn't get killed. And this guy moves up. So first attack against Safford, 5 does not hit. Second one, 1 does not hit. Lazarus, first attack, ouch, 18, that hits. Second attack, 3. So Lazarus takes 6 points of damage. Holy crap. And he currently falls unconscious. Jeez, I didn't expect it to wind up this way. He falls unconscious. I want to see something here. Let's see if... Will the demon command him to kill Lazarus or drag him to the daemon? Let's see here. So we're looking at the high, 3rd rank, 93. Yeah, we might as well say, yeah. These two ghoulies right here each grab a shoulder and start dragging them off towards the direction of the demon over here. Safford, now that he has his mace, let's see if he even notices this. The Safford, actually, I'm going to use my ability for him, not the mythic. He's got a +3 mace. I should have been using this earlier. Dang, I'm gonna think about that before now. Alright, his wisdom is a 13. Let's see if he is, knows what the heck is going on, or if he is oblivious. Okay, I got a 5. He's kind of oblivious to what's going on. He's just straight focused on these guys right here. So he's going to try to take them out and give them a good what for. And now he's got his mace equipped. I'm gonna go for this guy, which should be 1, 2, 3, and 4. He gets a +3. Have a 13 or better. 17. And the mace does 1d8 plus 5 to undead. Nine. This one's dead. He's totally gone. Well, deader. That'd have been number 3. So now it's his turn against him. The ghoul rolls a 7. He misses. These guys, I'm going to say, are right about... I'm going to move this tree out of the way so we can see. Right about here with Lazarus dragging him off right now. And now it's back to Safford. Safford's going to roll again. 13 or better, getting a +3. 16, he hits. 1d8 +5. 8 + 5 is 13. That thing's just annihilated. He's done. Now Safford notices that his companion's being dragged off. So he's going to advance his way to the closest one he can get to. 5, 10, 15, we'll say 20, right there. And of course, it's the ghoulies' turn. I'm going to move them up to here. Say drag him off. Oh geez. Yeah, not much he can do, but let's see. Let's make this official. He moves there. This ain't looking too good. ARH Demon, who by the way is my main antagonist of my story, and Safford's able to catch up and grab Lazarus' feet, and now he's going to be, let me see with the zombies. I'm going to say the zombies are going to have a little bit of above average strength. So we'll say at 12. Safford has a 17. But he is trying to tug this away from 2 of them, right? So I'm going to say he has to have a 17 or better. And he rolls a 6. Damn. Pardon my language. Now, I am also, at this point, going to roll a save for him. And this is going to be, fall underneath like a death magic save. I'm going to say he has to have 16 or better. $15, not exactly a 16, but it's damn close. Unfortunately, Safford locks eyes with the demon, and he has a terrible amount of fear overcome him. And he can't move, he can't do anything for the rest of his turn. That sucks. Let me see if... Let's go back to the Mythic and see if anything else in the... is heard. See, does anybody else hear or see or witness anything? I know the guards in the guard tower didn't. No. Nobody. Well, this is definitely going to change the storyline quite a bit. since my necromancer is technically unconscious, he's kind of unable to mentally shield himself, which really, really sucks. Let me see. Does my necromancer fall into the realm of shadow? 58%. Likely that's a 50. 65 is too high, so we're gonna go with the 50. Yeah. Has a high amount that he's going. So what I'm gonna do for him at this point is see. I'm gonna see if he can roll 14 or better, and see if he can resist. Maybe mentally somewhere. No, he's too out of it. Let me see how his system reacts to this type of stress. Well, good thing is he's not going to croak. The bad thing is, yeah, he's going to be taken into the realm of shadow. What are the intentions for his companion Sappher? Does the demon also take him? Let us see. More than average? Above average? Basically, yes. So the ghouls are going to start approaching Safford. Now I'm going to give him one more saving throw just to see if he can snap out of this before they are both drug off to the realm of shadow. A spell, so he has to have a 12 or better. Let's see. He has an 8. Nope, that demon has a strong influence over him right now. So the ghouls at that point, one comes over here to grab him. One grabs Lazarus and begin to cart them off. Wow, what a story changer this is going to be. So, now I am at the point here of going to my tables. So I'm going to go through my tables here. Sorry about that, guys. Keep forgetting I got that camera there. Um, I think I'm going to use temple areas because they're taken to the plane of shadow. So I'm going to go to page 271. Of course, I'm going to roll my percentage die. Oh. Looks like my percentage die don't even like this. What's going on here? Let's see what we got. 96. So they're being taken to a vestibule. So I'm gonna have to start writing that other half of that adventure. So now I'm going to update my little log here. I really did not expect this to happen, guys. But that's the way it goes in solo RPG. And so it did. So I'm going to update this to defeated by demon and minions. Taken to Realm of Shadow. To the vestibule. I'm going to put inside the Black Temple. And it looks like I'm going to have to start a new map because this is the material world right here that I started to map out and make. And as you can see, this is right about where Safford and them were. I'm just going to put some forest in there. Here's the mountains behind them. There's the kingdom. That's where they started out. There was the abandoned village where he found the onyx and the demon came through in the world. They had made it up to here, blah, 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 blah. But now this map will no longer suffice. So now I'm going to have to make a new map of the Realm of Shadow. So that ought to be very interesting. Well, dang. That didn't quite go the way that I wanted it to, but that is the way that solo RPG can happen at times. Alright, guys. Well, as soon as I get that drawn up, because I got to sit down and I got to design the next part of my solo RPG, I'm going to have to really, actually I'm kind of excited because now I can really delve a little bit more towards Ravenloft and the darker areas as that. But I really expected them to defeat them and get inside this fortress and be able to get the help that they were looking for. But this just goes to show you how I use my, right here, my antagonist, how to keep your guys on track in the story and keep the storyline going forward. Now, had they talked to the king and given him a map to the secret temple of the material plane, they would have made it there, but they would have had to cross a large area to get there, and chances are they may have been captured by the demon before then. But with this going the way it is, this may go totally differently. But the bad thing is when my characters do awaken, they're going to awaken in a different world, in a different realm, and they're going to have to find their way back, which ought to be very exciting. All right, people. I wish it was a little bit more adventurous than that, but I did not expect it to go that way, and I never do with solo RPG, or any RPG for that matter of fact. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next game session.